This is the plaintiff, Brock. He says the defendant, his ex, owes him $5,000 because the slouch refuses to pay off a credit card he opened. Of course, now that they've broken up, the defendant's trying to shirk his responsibilities. His credit is all messed up, and he's here seeking every penny of what he's owed to the tune of $5,000. This is the defendant, Dylan. He says he and the plaintiff dated for about 4 years, even lived together for a while. He paid off the entire balance of the credit card, but now that he broke up with the guy, he's harassing him. The louse even called his boss and filled his head with all kinds of lies. Bottom line, he had a restraining order out against the plaintiff. He's being harassed by this lawsuit and owes the jealous guy nothing but a stern goodbye. He's accused of making a former lover mad.
All parties, please use your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, you both asked to be referred to only by your first names. Brock, you are suing your former partner, Dylan, for $5,000 in credit card statements, plus your lost wages and, I guess, punitive damages for ruining your credit, according to you. What's going on?
So we started dating in 2012, and when we were together, we both came out to our families. His mom and dad cut him off and took his car, took his computer, and so we moved to Florida to my family's place. In the fall, we started taking classes, so he needed a computer. We went to the Apple store, and his card was denied, so he asked me, he's like, I'll pay it off in 3 months. We won't use it for anything else. Like, it's just, I need this computer for school. I was like, all right, that's fine. You know, we've been together, we lived together, we had pets together.
And how much did the computer cost?
About $2,300.
What was this, an actual credit card they had you apply for at Apple?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
And it was only under his name?
Correct.
And how much were the monthly payments?
$75.
And were you paying it?
Correct.
How long were you two together after the purchase of the computer?
About 2 years, almost.
And there were no problems with the payments until then?
So what happened is he personally said, I'll pay it off to you within 3 months. The original purchase.
Do you have any proof of that?
I do not. I thought the card was closed, so I didn't know anything about it.
You didn't check to see if, like, were the statements, like, were you getting statements? Like,
I wasn't, and that's the thing.
And how does somebody else close your card?
Because he had access to the account. Because we were living
you gave
together.
him access to the account. So he had the passcode and whatever else and could get on it through the internet.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so go on.
In September, I found out that there was a balance. I got a letter from the credit card company saying that there was $6,721.70 on that card that I thought was gone. After we had purchased the computer, I cut up the card because I make $18,000 a year. I don't want to.
What happened? What happened?
So when this card was opened, the account later came in, like they send you a letter in the mail saying, like, here's your further information on your account, set up an account so you can pay the monthly bill. He did that for me, and I attached my bank account information to it so I could log in and pay the $75 a month. When that was finished, I told him that it was paid in full. I never closed the account.
When was it that you told him, I'm done paying?
Probably January or February of 2014.
Okay, and when was the card opened?
August of 2013. So I got the letter from the card, and I called.
And this is when?
In September of 2015. So we had broken up in August of 2014. So a little bit over a year. I thought the card was closed. I got a letter saying that there was a balance on it. So I called, found out. I started going through it. There was charges for Lipozene, for IKEA. He cashed out Venmo, so directly cashed out about $2,000 at the end of it.
So wait. Slow down.
Sorry.
Venmo is an app that allows, if I owe him $20, I can pay him $20 on Venmo.
And so he hooked up my credit card to that.
I have 3 teenagers. I know that. All right.
What happened is
Did you take that money on Venmo? Did you wipe his account?
I never had the card physically.
I don't care if you had the card physically. Did you access to that card, charge to that card $500, $1,500 to take in the space of 3 days, like how much? $2,500. Did you do that?
Nope, I didn't.
Who else? Because there's only the two of you who know the card.
I don't know. I mean, he's the one who says that he thinks that the card was closed. I told him that I was done paying the computer. At that point, it wasn't my responsibility.
Well, it is irresponsible of you not to make your own phone call and make sure the card's closed. But I gotta tell you, he's got a few things that he's discovered that make it look a little suspicious for you. Go ahead. What did you find out?
After we broke up, literally a couple months after we broke up and we were done, you can see on the bills he had paid the minimum every month. And then a couple months later, he started buying things additionally on top of that. And so I started going through it. And the only reason that I think it was him is because after we broke up, he moved to Virginia, and the billing address got changed to his mom's billing address in Virginia. And then
Okay, stop.
9 months later.
How does that happen if it's not you using the card?
It was always to my mom's address.
That's false. I have it on
Okay,
here.
show me the bills. Show me the bills. Because if I'm going to see now that it went from one address to your mom's address after you broke up, we're going to have a problem because that looks really, really damning for you.
Okay, so when I signed up in the account to put my banking number, my name, everything that I had access to in the account, I did not have an address when we broke up. I moved back home.
Sweetheart, you had already stopped paying it. According to your own testimony, you finished paying the entire computer January of 2014. You don't need to do anything.
Then I don't.
Unless you're going to keep using the card.
But
You understand, right?
I understand.
Okay. You know I didn't just fall off a turnip truck yesterday.
I know. I understand.
And can I say one more thing?
Yeah!
May I, please?
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
I contacted him originally on September 29th when I got the letter, and so I'd give him a couple weeks, and he said he would pay it off. And then October 14th, I contacted him saying that if he didn't pay it, I'd have to press charges. I'd have to go through the police. Like, this is a lot of money. And then that's the same day that he filed for that restraining order, saying that I was stalking him. And he also falsely accused me of beating him, and we were in the courtroom in Florida. He had stated that I physically assaulted him, and I asked in front of the judge, when did I physically assault him? And he said, oh, I misunderstood. I thought it meant threatened. And so I actually had been working in Virginia at the time.
Wait. He tells you that he's going to go to court and sue you for the money that you clearly stole from him. And you run off and file a restraining order against him?
That's not what happened.
It's the same day.
No.
The same day?
Okay, so the 3 weeks.
Is it the same day?
I don't know. The 3 weeks that led up to that, I had phone calls to my workplace. I had his friends calling me, text messaging me, threatening me.
Can you prove?
I mean, I could. I just didn't think that it.
You'd have to prove the things you're saying?
Well, I did not think that pertained to this case.
Well, yeah, it does, because he's suing you for it, because he says that you did it as a tactic, because he told you that he was going to collect on the money that you stole and call the police. Next thing you know, you run out and get a restraining order against him the same day. I have to tell you, that also gives me pause.
I did it that same day because I was done with getting calls at work and text messages from him and his friends threatening me, saying that I was taking steroids and I'm a horrible person, and calling me names and telling me a bunch of derogatory terms.
Why don't you just pay the guy the money that you owed him at that point instead of doing this?
Because I didn't use his card. I didn't use his card.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, when two people break up, is it common that one person tries to screw the other person out of money?
It's quite common. I've been married 3 times. I'm on my 3rd rodeo, and I feel like each time I've been married, I have to divide my assets. And so some of it is community property kind of ordeal, but even if you're not married, it's the same. If you give the girl a ring.
I feel like this is a soul. I feel like I'm supposed to say, what are you thinking?
No, but if you give the
Going inside the courtroom.
Tell me something. Why would you change the address and things continue to be charged, but you don't know that of course you know, because every month the bills are going to your address. Okay? That's why there's an address. It's going to your address, and whether it's paperless or not, it's now going to you. Which the only reason for someone to he's not going to send it to where you are. There's absolutely no. You killed yourself when you testified that you finished paying for it in January. You broke up in August, and the following year you are changing the address on it because you got no business tinkering with anything that has to do there. There's only one reason to do that, and it's that you are a horrible person. And you're trying to steal some money. That's the only reason to do it. So, yeah, how does it entitle you to a restraining order to turn around? That's the thing that's killing me, is that I'm looking at the restraining order. Here are the reasons for applying for the restraining order. Okay, I received messages at 2 a.m. from a third-party app service from Brock saying, knock, knock, who's there? Go F yourself. What does that even mean? October 5th, 2 or 3 times a day, someone would hang up when I picked up.
It came from his work number.
And October 3rd, it came from his work number. You say it came from his work number on that one. The third one came from his work. When you realized this, you called, you spoke to him, you told him to stop, and he laughed and said, I'm going to throw you in jail or worse, and hung up.
Correct.
Did you say that?
Yeah, it's a court system. If I charge a criminal charge, it might happen.
What could be worse than jail? Okay, so that's the reason the restraining order got granted, is because you said that statement.
I suppose, yeah.
So you cannot sue for the restraining order having to happen and your expenses associated with it because he didn't lie he really actually said all these incredibly not restraining order worthy things and was able to get a restraining order. What are the lessons we've learned?
Don't trust people with your personal information.
Well, yeah. Okay. It's not that you can't trust people. It's that you should live your life by the credo, trust but verify. You see? I trust my children, but I GPS them. Okay? I have their iPhone account numbers. I put my password in there. So I have a loving, trusting relationship, but I have a natural, healthy skepticism. Now, granted, I've been doing this a long, long time, but you need to learn a lesson from this, and it's what's yours is yours, and what's his is his. And never the two shall meet unless and until you're not gonna go to court and cry about it. If you're so close with someone where it's not a problem, then that's fine. Mm-hmm. But if you feel that you can't let it ride, whatever, then don't. Share an account with somebody. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I do.
You have any proof of the trips?
I do not, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Well, how do you pull that figure out of where?
The number?
The 1250 that you're asking me to award you comes from where?
I was saying $250 a day, and I missed 5 days of work, and then plus with the gas from Florida to Virginia, and then driving for 12 hours there and back.
Do you have proof that you make $250 a day?
No, I don't.
What do you do?
Back then, I was running a paint store, but I also refinished furniture, so that's why I was going up to Virginia. It was a job through my parents, and so I was up there for a week just to do that, and I had taken off work. And then it was served for me the day before I was leaving, so I had to go in the middle of that trip and then go back and finish it. And in my opinion, it seemed very unprofessional to have to do that to a client as well.
Yep. I'm awarding you the $2,722 that you're out and ordering him to pay that. And you know what? I am going to order him to pay your time away from work because I do think it was vindictive. And if I think it was vindictive and done to posture after having done something so vile as what he did, which I know he did, because there is no reason for a year later for the address to be changed so that he can let them know where he's living. There's no reason to do that other than for you not to know that he's taking money, okay? And it turns out Venmo returned the money. They didn't make him, I don't even know. So there's actually more money that he owes you. You know what? That's going to you, the guy who had to chase him for all these years. $3,972, verdict for the plaintiff.
So the plaintiff is awarded $3,900. That's less than the $5,000 he was seeking, but I'm sure he's happy with that. Dylan, this is not a good day for you.
At the end of the day, I'm glad it's done, and I hope that this can, provide closure.
Well, I'm sure you're glad it's done, but I'm just saying in court, this wasn't a good day for you. It didn't look good at all. You know that.
I understand that, but I said what I said.
Who was using the card?
I don't know.
Who put all that money on?
I honestly don't know.
You don't have a clue.
It wasn't me. No.
It wasn't you?
No.
Well, you're paying it anyway.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
You must leave. The door is that way.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now here comes Brock, the plaintiff. I guess you feel pretty good at this point, don't you?
A lot better now,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, this is really strange. Who did use the card? He had to be him, huh?
I couldn't see anyone else that could, honestly.
Okay. Well, listen, congratulations. Sorry you had to go through everything, but the judge found in your behalf, and good for you.
Thank you very much.
All righty, thank you. Good luck. Take care. Harvey, very interesting case. I think everybody learned something here. What do you think?
Well, Doug, I mean, here's what I think, that when you break up with somebody, even if it seems like it's on good terms, you got to cancel or tear up all of these credit cards and other cards that the other person might have access to.